Does Ezekiel Elliott deserve all the blame he's getting for those 2 plays?
I guess it depends on how he didn't lose him the game. So if people are like, this is why they lost the game, no, he doesn't deserve that. But yes, he does deserve criticism. I mean, we talked about it yesterday morning. When I was reading the coverage of this yesterday, because I was probably the most critical on the show of Zeke, I became uncomfortable with my allies in this. The people who were the most vocal in their criticism were people I usually don't want to be on the same side of an argument as. And it was the more curmudgeonly, typically older, more established, like NFL media that was like shaking their finger at him. And then I realized, you know what? Sometimes, as much as it pains me to say, the old guy's got a point. Like sometimes, even though I'm pro player, even though I'm pro celebration,
say that too.
Very good.
Well,
very good.
Sometimes the old school guys aren't wrong. Like, they're not always right, but on the idea, right. Ezekiel Elliott was, of all the Cowboys on the field, not only the guy in the best literal geographic position to make the tackle, because he was the closest guy that wasn't laying on the ground as Dez was, but who's on the field? 5 offensive linemen that aren't known for athleticism, even though they're athletic offensive linemen.
Yeah. And the quarterback.
And the quarterback who you want, even though Dak's a good athlete, you don't want him risking getting hurt.
That's 6 guys not likely to make the tackle.
Right. So there's only 5 other guys out there. Dez is on the ground. Like, we're now down to 4 guys. There's a reason that when teams kick really long field goals, sometime at the end of the half, sometimes you send a guy back to catch it and try to run it back.
Cromartie.
Right. Cromartie's done it. We've seen other guys do it. Patrick Peterson.
Yes.
Because there's so many unathletic guys on the field as blockers, it's one of the reasons you can have interception returns. So, yeah, Zeke should have pursued the play. And it matters that it was 28-10. And the part for me yesterday that was the most disappointing is that Zeke is a guy who Urban Meyer and everyone always talks about his amazing level of effort. And the fact that he showed the least effort we've seen him show while he was having the worst game we've seen him have, that was concerning. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, he deserves to be a little embarrassed for it.
No. He should be criticized for it because there's one way to play the game. It's not as if I tried to make an excuse for Zeke. It's just that I have seen this happen. And I can't eliminate hundreds and hundreds of plays of great effort based on one play. And just like Jason Garrett said, yes, I'm going to address Zeke and I'm going to address the team because it's important that the whole team knows that me as the head coach, I'm addressing who considerably be the best player or the player that was at the forefront of it in front of everyone. So in case there is ever a situation so that every player here knows, regardless of your status on this team, there is expectation from this organization and from this coaching staff and from your teammates. And is everyone bought into that? Everyone in the room be like, yes, sir, coach. So it's a great example to have. And that pretty much ate up most of the comments. But also, people should be talking about, and I hate this, I hate bad technique. Because if Dez does not have bad technique, we don't get to Zeke. Now, Zeke won't be excused on the pass across the middle. Dez tried to backhand the football. All right? And in football, we don't teach to catch like this. You don't have your top hand on top of the ball because it knocks the ball down or the ball is allowed to go through. You have to have the hand that's the furthest away from the quarterback as the backstop. You stop the ball with that hand and you catch it with this hand. Now, Nick, I'm going to use you really quick in a demo. All right?
Good. Oh, I'm good.
All right?
Okay.
You stay right there.
Okay.
Right. On the goal line play, all right?
Yeah.
Now,
people don't know both of the both of the interceptions were thrown to Dez.
Yes. Now, Talib was 5 yards off at the goal line, and this is the hardest. Let's move over this way just a little bit.
Yep.
This is the hardest defense. Instead of playing bump at the goal line, play 5 yards off because you take away the slant. Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl. Where was he at the goal line? He was 5 yards off. Talib does this better than any DB, so he takes away the slant. But Dez, when he comes up on him, he tries to slip to the fade, so Talib reads it. Dez has to make contact with his shoulder, and the ball's going to be thrown here. So push off on him and catch the ball right here. He didn't. He gave away the route this way, and Talib read it and intercepted it. All right,
High
so
step.
and he high stepped Dion, prime time.
That's the idea.
So.
Who laughed?
And this is the thing.
Everybody knew.
Zeke will get criticized, but these points, as far as fundamentals, in Dez Bryant, and I'm not just grabbing Dez. If it was any receiver, I would be talking about that. Why is it important? I scored 130 touchdowns. All right? I mastered the red zone. I feel like I'm the best red zone receiver that ever played. I know every trick. I know where to operate in the end zone, and I know what the DBs are being taught. What is the number, Nick? How many times have I scored?
130 touchdowns, 72 were in the red zone.
So I'm an expert at this. And the small little details, Dez and I have almost the same dimensions. Both of us around 6'2". Both of us around 220. All right? Jump ball, vertical leap, 36 to 38 inches. All right? He should be a master at this point in his career in the red zone. And it's the small things that keep Dez from being great. And that lack of fundamentals led to 2 interceptions, led to his running back getting criticized, led to the team being defeated in Denver.
So you don't have an issue with the criticism that Zeke is getting for taking the play off. Your issue is the
we're going to
a few seconds before it might not have happened had it not been for
it's a combination of both. These plays are outside of each other. All right? Zeke did that. That has nothing to do with Dez. That would have still been pointed out. But Dez, how can Dallas get better? Dez's fundamentals got to be better. And if Dez was better in those 2 situations, the narrative changes.
I got a number for you, Cris, that I think speaks to your point better than anything. Dak Prescott and his crew with the Cowboys thrown 548 passes. When targeting everyone but Dez, he throws 1 interception for every 215 passes he throws.
Wow.
When targeting Dez, he throws 1 interception every 30 passes he throws. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from some of our other great shows on FS1.